Play in, great. Go back up to players 8. And let's keep going. So the goal in Nightmare is going to be get to the Countess and get Spirit Runes, get Authority Runes, and get Lore Runes. So those are our 3 desires. Because again, what is good for summon builds just in general? Plus skills. As much plus skills as you can get. Don't want to break up the guided playthroughs. Oh yeah, we'll pretend that we broke it off right there. This is part Nightmare of the guided playthrough for the Summon Warlock with Blood Boil. Give a look at stats and skills. So we have enough for our Broadsword Spirit that we're going to be using. Everything else into Vitality. Skills, nothing across any of these. You could go 1 point Sigil Lethargy if you wanted. Otherwise, we're just going 10 points Demonic Mastery, a point in these other guys. We've got 7 points right now in Blood Boil, hard points, and we're just kind of maxing Summon Tainted, and then we'll start maxing Blood Boil and then synergies for that. So that is going to be our goal. For gear, again, right now we have Leaf, Stealth, just some res, nothing, res, FCR, nothing, and res. Very basic. And I just talked about the gear that we're going to want to get, which will be a lot of plus skill stuff. Because all the plus skill stuff is just so useful, right? It just boosts all of these things that we need. Does concentration or beef up the lad's damage? No, concentration's not going to beef up their damage because their damage is going to be fire damage. I'm going to go down to players 1 just to get through the den a little bit faster because it's not that important. Like, there's not a ton of experience in the den. Leaf helps because Blood Boil and Summon Tainted are both fire skills. So Leaf increases the damage from those. +3 to fire skills. That's great. 3 more skills in Blood Boil, 3 more skills in Summon Tainted. Honestly, I don't even need to really Blood Boil a lot of this stuff. I can just Death Mark it and let these Tainteds just clean it up. They will handle most of it. So I'm going to go into Spirit, but I can't use Spirit yet. I don't have the runes for it. Fanaticism would definitely help a little bit, but the question then, of course, becomes, do you want to sacrifice for Fanaticism a whole demon? I don't know if I do, you know. Okay, we'll go back up to players 8. Plus fire damage and minus enemy fire res do not affect your Tainteds. They will affect Blood Boil, though. RIP Mercenary. So yeah, Spirit is going to be slightly less damage, but it's going to just add so many other things that it'll be worth it. Additionally, Spirit is a one-handed weapon as opposed to a two-handed weapon. So that would also allow me to open up into like Ancient's Pledge or something if I wanted.
Is Deathmark good for Goatman Crushing Blow?
It actually is. Like, I did run a Crushing Blow Goatman before, and I mean, I won't lie, when I like death marked on top of bosses, having 3 goats with, you know, 20% chance Crushing Blow each wailing on them, it actually was pretty fast. So well, not due to synergies, Coxcane. Remember, synergies only benefit from hard points. So you don't get bonus from the soft points for them. But from having, you know, things like Blood Oath just give more resistances to your mobs and things like that, yeah. So it's not the synergy exactly that's making the big difference so much as just like plus skills just gives plus skills to all the other skills, and so there's a lot more bonuses of those. Bale was easier than Lister. Bale was also players 1, Lister was players 8. And Lister has very high fire and physical immunity, so kind of everything we don't want for this build. Love to play D2, but you hate potion spamming. Honestly, with this build, you don't need to potion spam that much. Some builds are like very potion spammy, but there's many builds in D2 where you barely use potions at all. Fire Druid, you don't really need many potions at all. This build, you don't need many. A lot of summoner builds, you don't use a ton. Yeah, we could also get an insight for our mercenary. That could be nice. Okay, more points to summon Tainted. Can you explain what demon I combine with the new update? It is hard points within the skill bind demon.
Moo.
So 10 hard points in the skill bind demon. Well, 1 point in the skill bind demon, you can bind, you know, a random demon. Obviously, these aren't demons, but pretend that it's a demon, right? A carver. 10 points, you can bind champions. 15 points, you can bind uniques. 20 points, you can bind super uniques. Like Hephaestus or Lister or whatever, right? Random uniques are just like these ones that exist out here that are just like Puke Lust and stuff. Nice. Quick waypoint. And more vitality. And then soft points will get you up to random auras spawning. When you get 20 soft points in it, then you can get the random auras. Otherwise, 15 hard points would also get you auras if you bind a demon that has an aura. Tainted is a fire skill, yes. So, Tainted also gets the +3 fire skills. A demon does not double up on auras, no. Let's go full plate mail. A little bit stronger. Yeah, that's fun, random.
Found Cow King's hide for first time. Amazing Merc.
Cow Kings are fun. Okay, we'll keep going. Tainted. It should be almost maxed. Yep. 2 more skills. And Vitality. And I'm probably going to stick it, or strength, yeah. I'm probably going to stick at this level of strength unless something changes. Like I find, you know, a belt that needs 60 strength but is really good or something, right? Or I find Nat's boots or whatever. You know, if I found like Tear Haunch, maybe I'd consider going to 70 strength, right? I don't know if Tear Haunch are worth it, honestly. 70 strength is another 22 strength. Just for 20 FRW and 10 all-res. It's good. Maybe not quite good enough. Alright. Players 1 for Countess. Remember, she is fire enchanted, so it's a little bit annoying. Ort Rune. Works for me. Rinse and repeat.
Good day.
Yes?
He's only 31, so he needs to level a little bit. Perfect.
For Demon Mastery, how is it each level?
Remember, 5 points and back to players 8. 5 and 10 are when you go up to 2 and 3 for hard points. Tainted. And I mean, these guys are doing a lot of damage now. Are you ready, Phil? Super uniques are going to be a little bit better because they can be more exact, like easier to snag. It's easy to go grab Hephaestus. He always has his aura enchanted, so you can go hunt him really quick for like what aura you want and whatever stuff. Also, stuff like Lister and things are just like big old tanky dudes that are crazy. So I think there can be, you know, I can see them being better. You can also have really nice uniques though, but for ease, I think it is better. This is definitely a hardcore viable build. We haven't died, and honestly, we haven't even come close to dying yet. And I'm not, you know, like, normally on these guides, I'm not even playing as safe as I possibly could. Like, I could play safer for sure. I'm just cruising. You're using hardcore, you're a tank, you enjoy it, but it's slow. This is slow? We beat normal in like 2 hours or less. In hell? No, okay. We'll see how it gets in hell, I guess. Alright, we'll go down to players 1. Fire immunes are rough. Yeah, I might focus more on the physical damage in hell. To help with that. Amtal. Beautiful. And we'll grab the Codex. Okay, just need an Ort rune. I mean a Thul rune. Keep going. You cannot bind a demon with Conviction Aura anymore. That has been removed. And honestly, it needed to be removed. It was too much. Yeah, back to players 8. Pick up that sweet experience. Nightmare Tower, you can run into like the mid to later 40s. So... plenty you can do there. A lot of experience to be gained here. Alright, so we've maxed out 7 Tainteds. Now we'll work on Blood Boil. And man, these Tainteds are getting so strong. I think I like Cursed Holy Freeze better. I just found the curse applied a ton when you did that. We should also look for a 4 open socket pole arm. So we can make an insight for our mercenary. Now, if you happen to find a 4 open socket weapon or whatever, then you can also look for, you know, a white bill or something that you can socket. For sure. Thanks, Woof Woof, for coming over, using your sub. Appreciate that. Dude, yeah, Apocalypse is nuts good when you get some gear on him. Down to players 1. Need a Thul rune, but we also need some other runes. Again, we want to make Authority as well. And here you can see we have Countess, but she's fire immune, so this is where the Blood Boil physical damage comes into play. Now, a lower res wand could also be nice for this character, just to help out with some of that. Currently living Abyss Lock, also good. I think Abyss will be really good for Hell. I would stick there. Go players 8. Yeah, you're also probably just avoiding fire immunes a lot in Hell. Ooh, 15 all res, replenish life 14. Holy cow. We will use that and then give that to our mercenary a little bit later. That's fantastic, though. Highest level of resist you can get on a wand. What is it, level 5 or 6? Something like that. Ooh, darn. Yeah, in-game trading is fun. Low quality broadsword. Again, that would also be one that you could go get 4 sockets if we didn't have one yet. Keep blood boiling. It's only level 3 is the highest? I could have sworn that. Maybe it is 3. Thought it was 5 for some reason. But when you say 3, it does make me actually think back and go, wait, no, it does sound like 3. Dang, Curse Fire enchants is strong right there. Yes. What are these rune drops?
We love you.
Thank you.
Tube.
Oh. Dang, 10 FCR, 12 all res. Okay. Gear, hello.
The sisterhood welcomes you. Good day.
Okay, back to players 8. And again, just more vitality. These res drops are just fantastic. Yeah. Love to see it. Maybe make a stealth or something for him. Smoke would also be nice, but that would need a lum rune. A little bit more. Meh. Good luck, Phil. Okay, so we still have some rune needs here. Two to engorge. You know, just or some money. That's about it. More to blood boil. More to vitality. Perfect. I still need soul runes and stuff, so we have some needs. Another broadsword. And remember, crystal swords do start to drop off, so at this point, you really want to be focusing, if you're in Act 5 or Act 1 of Nightmare, you really want to start focusing on broadswords and longswords to look for your spirit base and not crystal, because you'll start getting points where crystal sword, like drop down here, is going to be 6 sockets. There's a soul. Lovely. Okay, so let me make some space with some things. Let's go sell and sell. Sell. So we have Ort Soul. which we can just make that right now. Get our lore helm.
I'll put that to good use.
Give that to the mercenary. We have Tal, Blank, Ort, Am. And we need Hell, Shale, Ral. So we're missing both Hell and Shale. So that one will take a little bit more.
I can't.
And that'll be for the Authority, which again is +2 to all skills. It's just nice.
I can't. Impossible.
That's how it goes, laugh. Now, Hell isn't the most common, so it could be, you know, a little bit more farming here. We are 45, so there's still a little bit of experience here, but it is starting to definitely drop and not be quite as fruitful. So we're more at this point pushing towards, do like a little bit of kill, but really the focus is just like getting to the Countess. Go down to players 1 before we spawn her, so she's easier to kill. Tyrune. Unfortunate. Is Wingstop good? I love Wingstop, personally. Can also look at these tomes. 2 to summon Tainted. Yeah, that's worth it to me. So this is a case where we can actually do a socket quest. So a Tal Am Perfect Ruby will do a socket quest on this, and it'll be a random chance, but a pretty good chance to hit 2 sockets. Hey, there's our Thol rune. There's a reason I always open this super chest, by the way, and it's because, honestly, I find the rune I need, I feel like more often than not, when I open it and it comes from there. Yeah, and then we could run Rhyme or Splendor. Splendor, the issue again is we need a Lum rune. So I would prefer Splendor because it has 1 to all skills. But we're probably just going to end up with a Rhyme. Additionally, I feel like if I were to really like, you know, to go and whatever and stuff, it's like I'd rather use a Lum rune for my mercenary to get like smoke or something instead. There's a longsword if we needed a spirit base. Hell and Shale. Not quite.
Thank you.
Wingstop is great, just don't get anything but wings. Do they have things that aren't wings? All I've gotten are wings there. I mean, I like their fries too, I guess.
Greetings.
When fresh, though, yeah.
Moo.
Thanks, Nerdy. 113 months. Wow. Oh, that means Nerdy. Can you talk in chat? I think you have a new badge. I think you have the rainbow badge, but with a red eye now. Would you say authority is better than stealth for a warlock? Yeah. I mean, it depends the build and what all you want, but +2 to all skills is so good on so many. So this is single player, so maps don't change in single player unless you switch difficulties. It's just how it works.
Moo.
Viper Magi I'd probably prefer. Getting all the extra res and everything. Like, at some point I'm like, yeah, I can sack a skill point for all of that. Talrune. What are these drops? Claymore is a spirit base technically, and if you're using a book, that does work. These drops suck.
I can't.
What's Wingstop? Wingstop is a wings chain in America. And honestly, again, I mean, they got good wings. Probably one of my favorite wing places. We are leveling like crazy. You know, Buffalo Wild Wings are like not nearly as good, but they have good deals. You go on Tuesday or Thursday with the like BOGO stuff. Plus they have always like these happy hour apps deals and things. Like you can get a lot of food for not that much there, even though it's not the greatest. But they're just like medium buffalo, and hot buffalo sauces are decent. Back when Panera was good. Oh, been a long time. Eld. Yeesh. Sometimes this can be a tough one. Again, we're still like leveling, right? I mean, we're rushing through pretty quickly, but we are still technically picking up levels here. Though 48, getting close to that like cap where it's not really worth very much. Yeah, Firehouse Subs has some decent stuff. I'm a Jersey Mike's guy. It's a little expensive, but man, the quality is there. There's also a shark skin belt, which we don't even have a good belt anyways. We could imbue that if we want. And that gives us 4 slots, so we get more potions, which we love. $5 off, dang. All right, Hell Rune, Shell Rune. Dull F. Not quite. 3 dull, though. So, let me see. 3 dull and a chipped emerald. So we have 1, 2... Okay, so shale, hell, or dull.
Good day.
One of the last Quiznos is near you. Sag. The fall of Quiznos. Aren't you using the rune tab? Whenever I do a guided playthrough, I try and just use a single tab to act as if the character is brand new and I'm not using gear from other characters. What demon can we bind now for Firelock? I'm not binding any demon. I'm using... well, oh, you mean binding... 20, 40, 60, 80 to consume. I guess you could bind one. When you're like high-end Firelock... You're probably just binding something to help with like your mercenary and stuff. For Hephaestus, you would need 20 hard points. Another broadsword. Wonder where Quiznos went wrong. There's a whole like breakdown on the YouTube that talks a lot about like Quiznos. And their how they fell apart and what they did and stuff with their business. And I think a lot of it was just corporate greed per usual. Private equity or corporate greed,
Watching your
killers of everything.
playthrough from 2 ago, I think anything of note that has changed for the playstyle? So everyone is saying the Warlock is still amazing, but I've heard you say it sucks now over and over, and how it only has 4 S tier builds. Can you talk more about that?
Boson hasn't changed. Boson is still the same. Nothing has shifted there really. Yeah, Warlock's still good. Ooh, physical immune could be really nice for heralds. Hell Ral. All right, we got the Hell Rune. So that's good. Now we need the shale. And unfortunately, shales require souls, and souls require AMs. And I mean, we have been farming and just not hitting any of these later runes. So we'll do a tiny bit more here. Do I like this new class? Honest? Do you want me to be honest? I actually think he's great. Like, it's so there's two things I really love about it. Number one, I really love that there's a big variety of builds. You can play them in a lot of different ways. You can, you know, play the summoner. You can play the echoing strike. You can play, you know, magic or fire. There's a lot of fun ways to play them. What I like even more, because the skills, like a lot of the skills are useful and good, it actually makes you uncertain. Like there's so many different ways you can even build it within that. It's not just like, yep, this is exactly how it goes. Like many builds in Diablo 2 are just, this is it, right? Like think about like a fire druid. You just go down the fire line and that's all you do. And like this has that too a little bit, right? But there's more to it, and so many of the builds you're like, well, do I want to go down this tree line or do I want to do something else actually? Is it better to, you know, like there really is just a lot of room for, you know, even within this, when am I getting the points in Demonic Mastery versus putting more points in Tainted versus putting points in Blood Boil? Do I want to put points into Blood Oath or Engorge after that for the synergy? Do I want to be running and, you know, like there's a lot of stuff to be thought of. Oops, one Ort Ruin for me. And I think that's great. Locky S Purge is very valuable for it right now, yes. So it's better, but you can run physical. There are some ways to make the physical work. It's not quite as good. Haven't found anything over pole this whole letter. That's rough. Yeah, I liked the fizz. The thing is, the fizz does still have some benefit in that, like, you do get life leech and mana leech from it. And so running, you know, just pure magic, you kind of lack some of that and you can notice it. So I'm still running kind of a hybrid. Like, I don't run Void when I'm running Hex Purge. I'm running, you know, like physical with like an Eth Thundermaw Fortitude and stuff. So I will probably end up in Holy Freeze, but we just had a Prayer Mercenary. Rune. For the sake of this guided playthrough, I might just gift myself a shell and move on. Alright. Oh wow, the Countess dropped Shell Rune. Perfect. So, let's go ahead and move forward. I mean, we're at this point we're beating a dead Countess over and over again, you know. Three sockets. She will drop it eventually for you. Next round is going to drop it for sure anyways, so. We can move forward.
These sisters succumbed so readily to the call of anguish.
Okay. We'll swap that out for more res, 10 energy. Okay. So, now that we've got this waypoint, we can go back to normal. And there's two things we're going to do in normal. Number one is shop a 3 open socket armor. And we want a breastplate specifically because it's a light armor. And so there's no movement speed penalty.
Good day.
There's not one in every level. They just spawn in the place of shrines. So they're just a random pick. What's the new Helm Runeward with FCR? Oh yeah. What is that called?
How may I help you?
Coven. That's right. That's not for us here, but I mean, hey, maybe if Hellforge drops for us, maybe it could be. So we go to Act 2 of normal and just farm Farah over and over. And this is a great place to get a 3-socket armor. Additionally, a 3-socket shield if you want to make an Ancient's Pledge. 2-socket helms. 3-socket, yeah, there's a 3-socket shield if I want to switch into an Ancient's Pledge at all. Or if I fail this roll, because I'm going to just roll this book for 2 sockets. So if that fails, then we have a kite shield. Is defense the most useless stat in Diablo 2? It's definitely up there. It has some small cases where it's useful. Darn, 2 sockets. Light radius is hard to beat. Yeah, that's fair. Probably light radius.
Blessings to you.
Hopefully this is faster for you, and
How may I help you?
maybe you found one earlier on that you kept. Would not be faster.
Blessings.
Wait, are you saying like go do normal cows to try and find this? I mean, you could. Shopping should still be faster.
How may I help you?
There we go. Okay, so new authority rune word is Hell Shale Ral. So we go Hell Shale, that we totally found and it's legit. Ral, and we get 2 to Warlock skills. Additionally, a little bit of resistances and hit recovery and some other pieces that are fine. But really, that is the main thing we care about, is 2 to Warlock skills for our summons. So, additionally, we want to go P Ruby, Tal, Am. And we hit 2 sockets here. So we can go Shale Eth. Oh my god. I don't have a Shale rune. We'll save that for a potential rhyme if we get a Shale, I guess. Time to hit up the Countess again. No, it's okay.
Afternoon.
We'll socket our broadsword. And we'll go Tal, Thul, Ort, Am. 25 FCR. Perfect. We'll go to Nightmare. A nice Oleg. And I want to... Well deserved. What? I want to get some boots because these boots are nothing.
Yes.
So I want to get some faster run walk boots. There's some 20s. 71 life on a belt. You know, for this character, I think it's fine enough to drop down for that. We can get faster than 20 fast run walk as well. We could get 40 fast run walk at our current level. So we can keep looking here if we want, or you know, whatever. We could imbue quest some boots. We could imbue the belt. You know, you can always do different things. Go gambling for some boots. Cool. Whatever, we got some 30s. That'll work. Okay, so because I don't have this being used yet, I'm just going to go Ral or Tal and make an Ancient's Pledge since I have a one-hander and just get our resistances pretty maxed out.
These sisters succumb so readily to the
And, yeah. We're good to go.
impossible.
There's an Am rune. Very nice. I did Talart Ral. Will that still work? That will not still work now. So, I mean, now we have +5 to skills, which is super helpful. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, they have a lot of damage. If we found another soul rune and a 4 open socket weapon, or a weapon we could roll for 4 sockets, we could try and make insight for our mercenary. You know, again, there's always a lot of options. The biggest thing is you just have to see like what the game kind of gives you. Like the game gave me a Ral rune because I earned it through the Countess. So that was all fine and dandy. Additionally, for many of you, you might be playing, you know, online or offline or whatever, and you can just trade, or you can use your tab if you're fine with, you know, like, hey, I know a lot of people who do solo self-found, but it's like account-wide, right? That's how I play a lot. So they're saying, yeah, like, this is not my first character. I have a shell rune. I can just give myself a shell rune from my gear that I have. Okay, another point to blood boil. Now, you still do want to have some time spent leveling and stuff. So don't sack all of your time. But which Warlock build do I like the most and why? I mean, I don't know if I have a good answer for you. I'd say probably not fire. I enjoy fire a lot. I don't think it's my favorite. Hex Purge Warlock is decent. And I enjoy it a decent amount. It might be this one or the Magic Lock. Maybe not Magic. This or Hex Purge. I really liked Cleave, even though it's not the best build. It's still good. Like I say, when I was testing the Warlock, Cleave is the build that I played the most and enjoyed playing with the most. Favorite build of all classes, all characters? I mean, that's too hard of a question. There's just too many, you know. so many fun builds. It's fun to be a Warcry Sing Barb sometimes. It's fun to be a Boazon. It's fun to be a Cold Source. It's fun, you know, I guess. I just like too many of them. Honestly, I think I'm going to do Players 8, Nightmare and Dariel, and we can just see how crushing it is. I think it should be just absolutely destruction dominance. Riftsin was really fun until Mosaic came around and kind of ruined it. Mosaic's gone though. Well, it's still here in single player. Okay, more vitality. Trying to just get a shell rune out of one of these random chests and stuff. That's why I always touch every chest I can. Trident. See if we can get 4 sockets. Not. Okay. Warlock has so much life. It's pretty tanky. How long did it take to complete single player Chronicle? I mean, I haven't completed this one. I need to go like start grinding on it again. But many months at the very least, to multiple years when I completed like my Grail before. However, when I do my Grails, I don't just like do Grail nonstop. All right, let's go Players 8 here. Let's see how it feels. Let's try and melt in Dariel. P8. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good. Lovely.
And the maiden's anguish waned as he mused.
Love to see it.
Good day. I'll put that to good use.
Act 1 Nightmare done. Cleave Warlock or this? I mean, again, I like Cleave Warlock. I think it's really fun, especially you get like a grief going with just, you know, some good attack speed. It's a fun bounce and kill build, so. It works for those as well, just not for gems. Wait, what? It works for gems now? Yo, stealth patched. Let's go. Good job, mods, peoples. Alright, let's grab Holy Freeze really fast. Best Warlock cow farming build? Fire. Fire is insane. Okay, and no Holy Freeze available. Might it is.
I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use.
Tal Eth. Sure.
I'll put
Can
that to
spirit.
good use.
Best offline 1 to 99 build. Potentially also fire. Probably has like multiple points of it, you know. Fire better than Blood Boil for cows. Blood Boil is actually decent for cows, but fire is insane. Just like giant apocalypse and flame waves raining down are just like crazy good. vitality. Have I tried a Warlock with mirrored blades? I did on the old. I haven't done it on like newest patch, so. Best place to get a faceplate? Just anywhere in hell, but how cows are good. Yeah, Warlock has many S-tier builds. So good. Is it worth maxing Bind Demon with Blood Boil and Tainted build? I'm not, because I'm going 20, 40, 60, 80. And then 10 here is 90. And I'd rather have the Tainted, honestly. But if you wanted, you could get a big ol' Bound Demon. You could also get Consume and then consume one of the Tainteds for big fire damage. Ral, Tal, Tear, Soul. Beautiful. You didn't waste any important runes, at least. Not like you messed up your Enigma. It's called Demons Maxing. Yeah. Of course. World is so dumb right now. Blood Boil. Burmal Burith. Yeah, at least you're not the developers of the game making Burmal Burith. That'd be crazy, huh? Have you seen Macro's magic build? It's very different from yours. I'm trying to understand the different choices. What are the differences? Like build or items or everything? I feel like magic build is pretty set. Oh yeah. Quadruple check. Gotta do it. He has 1 consume, 14 defiler. So he's running more in defiler, so you can run around with the defiler and get more spread from that, I guess? Like more bound souls and more damage shared between, but you don't really need that. I'd rather have consume. More points in consume equals more value from, like you get more magic damage and minus enemy magic res. So I'd much rather have those points there. I wonder if that's just a mistake or he wants to run that for some other reason.
But my deeds will not. I can't.
But yeah, I would recommend my build in that case. So, anyways, that's why Moo Girl is like just great. She left. Kind of smelled like chicken. Now I'm hungry for chicken. Want some like dino nuggies or something, you know? Hello. Ooh, tacos.
I can't. I can't.
It's fair, Mike. Yours is the Trader Joe's, mine is the Costco. Alright, I just need to get a couple of things. $200 later.
Good day.
Very nice. Any life or res that's meaningful, we will keep. Maggot Lair. We'll stay players 8 this time. Because now we could teleport past something if it's bad. And we have maxed out a Blood Boil now. Which means our next skill is actually going to be something to consider. Also, our Tainteds are just like so good right now. But this is like as powerful as they're going to be unless we get some more plus skills, so.
Approach and let's trade.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, it was a very nice maggot map. I apologize for the crunching the next 5 minutes. I just got like a whole veggie tray brought to me, so it's just like crunch all over. I like it, Panda. Void Rune Word best in slot for ES.
Must be what remains.
Again, I like running Thunder Maul
Time
more.
for a first wave.
I still like the Eth Fortitude, and I just want to have more physical damage because there is still Leech and physical. So I just found it felt better. So I only like Void on Magic Warlock or like Hammerden. Let's get a Shale Rune back here. They did revert the durability drain, so it's ethereal. Is like okay again. We have Summon Tainted and Blood Boil maxed right now. And 10 points in Demonic Mastery. So now we have to make the decision. And I think I know what it's going to be. But we can look. Now we have to make the decision of where do our next points go? What synergy do we want? And there's Engorge and Blood Boil. So, or Blood Oath. So Blood Oath is increasing the survivability a little bit, right? Which is nice. But Engorge is physical damage added per level. So I think I gotta go there. We already do enough fire damage. So we got to go towards the physical. Even though I like Blood Oath a little bit more on its own. The thing is also, because I'm not running like a bound demon or anything. Oh my god. I have less...
Moo.
Your blood will boil. No, you. Also family-friendly blood boiling.
Fourth way.
How may I help you?
Thank you, Pusaroni. Thank you, Putty Please. Because I'm not using a bound demon, I have less care about the survivability of my demons. I want them to survive, like, kind of. Like, if they're getting one shot, that's bad, but if they're surviving as long as they are right now, that's fine. Exactly. And a watched blood never boils, so we can just watch it and keep them alive. They drop all over Baltom, but from Heralds, they're actually not very good drop rate. From other stuff, they drop a lot. Yeah, this is Warlock. Beautiful. Now at this point, it will also be beneficial to grab a lower resist one. You're missing out on a ton of tainted damage by not maxing demonic mastery. Wouldn't that flat damage not be added to the tainted damage? If that damage gets added to the tainted damage, then hold up. Alright. Quick testing. Oh my god. Alright, forget what I said. Just max demonic mastery instead. Forget what I said. I mean, the physical damage of Blood Boil is actually good to have as well, but that damage applies. So, the damage that you had before is not terrible. So, you know, if you don't want to do that, if you want to do a respec, you can, because this would be our first respec anyways. If you want to leave a few points in Engorge, that's also not a bad idea, because you are getting more Blood Boil damage, and it is good anyway. So it's not the end of the world. But we will now go into Demonic Mastery maxing instead. Wild. We'll go down to players 1. And again, for resistance boosting here, my mercenary's already got plus 75. I can drink it myself or give it to him. Now he has 85. Plus 50 and 10 max. Not a big deal though. As we're just going to let our dudes kind of go to town on Mr. Duriel. Nice and easy. Grab the salad. Ta-da! Yeah, great call out, Kavishan.
Damn it. Terror and destruction will not elude me forever.
Even more damage.
Good to see you.
Hello to Australia, Will. Go boys!
Good day.
You had Tom Brady for all those years. You're fine. Okay, so lower res 1 shopping again because fire can be nice for us here. You can actually just shop for, just like we did for the teleport staff. This one is a wand of life tap. We're looking for lower resist charges.
Welcome.
3 demons is max.
Approach and let's trade.
There you go. 131k. And this is something you can run in your off if you want. Or you can, you know, just have it in your cube for whenever you need it. But help for the fire. Nice, Mike. We'll go back up to players 8. Because our dudes are murdering everything.
Fools for no less. I shall summon the battle to Valorous.
Do the spider cavern. Might be starting your offline Warlock after this. Haven't played something that looks fun. It's a ton of fun. The summon builds are like legit builds, you know? More demonic mastery. We'll leave a TP over here for the Great Marsh. Just in case we get the Flare Jungle. Again, Deathmark is just like so nice. And Flare Jungle. D1's been fun for you lately? I mean, D1's great. Nothing bad to say about D1 here. There was, I would say, D1 is a little, the QOL is a little rough on it. It's a little limited, but it's a great small playthrough, you know? Warlock is so good now. They made so many good changes for it. What a great patch. Nice screen. You know, I've noticed Trang's Wing seems to be one of the last set items for most people. Why don't they nerf Hammerden? Probably because a lot of people would rage. I feel like at this point, you don't nerf Hammerden or Grizzweb, yeah. You just say, yeah, but it's a head, which, you know, gives it some rarity. You just say, like, Hammerden and Novasaurs and Lightning Fury and all this. This is the top power level. We don't build above this, which is why Echoing Strike had to come down, because it was above that, right? So I feel like this version of Warlock is pretty close to that. Maybe slightly above. But Hammerdens are also very budget and very good for budget, so. I think them tinkering with the meta would be too detrimental. Too many people would be mad about it. Like, Diablo 2 is not a live service game in that way. It's more of a game that, like, you come back to and you know how it is. Mirrored Blades has some niche uses for, like, running with a bow and stuff. For, like, right on bosses with Crushing Blow can be good. What happened to Learn RPG? Still in development. Just slow. If we finish this with a little time left over, we could do a tiny bit. I've got a couple things I need to do with it. Yeah, that frog poison hurt. Now, Nightmare, you can always, normal Nightmare or Hell, just come and pop these chests over and over again. And you can find all sorts of goodies. You can find Lem Rune, you can find bases for items, you can find charms and gems. Nightmare farming is just solid. For lower cross farming in any app difficulty. Yeah, triple taint luck. Takes forever to make games. It does. Especially one that we have, which is way more in depth. There is fishing.
Impossible.
Oh dang, Whiteley. Should get it soon then. Now, you could also run Blood Boil without Tainted, but running Blood Boil plus like a Defiler, or a couple Defilers, and then having more of the points in the synergies of Blood Boil for more damage there. So, really a couple options. Don't do any massive beta testing for Flame RPG. I'm doing a beta test for an online game now, and it feels ruined by it. Why does it feel ruined by it?
Decided to go S-Nova as a one-stop shop. I'm actually doing a no-respect playthrough right now and past the hard part in the beginning and at level 43. One thing that worries me is Ubers in the future. Is my best bet to cheese them with Harmony, or is there a way I can actually pull it off?
Greetings.
Yeah, you're gonna want to cheese them. You're gonna have to, like, you're not gonna be able to hurt Mephisto. He's immune to lightning. So you're gonna have to, jeez. fair, Mike. Still players 8 here. You could be players 1, of course, but we're just very high leveled, very strong. Feeling good. Also, good reminder to everybody, you may have a Twitch Prime sub available. Don't forget to use it before you lose it. You can press subscribe, check it out, see if it's there. I have a little checkbox. Click it and use it. Otherwise, you can hover over my screen. It also has a little thing that says when your Prime's available. If you need it here, you can do it somewhere else. Just make sure you use it. Best budget Herald farming build in new patch. Ooh, that's a tough one, actually.
Impossible.
You don't like talkies? I'm not a big talkies fan. Mookgirl's into them. Heralds are weaker, but it's still hard to kill them. Yeah, I don't know what the best Herald killer is overall. I may have to go do some more testing on it. You just found a burr rune? Let's go. Oh. Yeah, waypoint.
Impossible.
Fair dark. C Square, thank you very much for the gifted
Squared
sub.
000 gifted a tier 1 sub to Gular underscore 2506.
Let's go players 1. Hopefully I didn't spawn them yet. If I did, I can always reset it. Or we can see how the damage is. We can also, of course, lower resist him. Oh, the damage. Ow. Two.
Dizzy. Would destroy hatred.
Really good.
Its forms.
Till I find my Trank's Wing, what's a good area of damage for Bone Spear to farm hell? I do about 4.5k. I mean, that's not bad. I think 4.5k is enough that you can go farm around.
What do you need?
Okay, we'll stay players 1 for Act 4, though at this level we could probably do higher, but again, there's a lot of like high fire res and fire immunes and stuff. I'm going to turn this into a YouTube video. I'd like to see all this shortened down a little to understand how y'all run through the game so fast. The YouTube videos for these are full, so it'll be fully cut because the idea is you get to just like play along. That's always how I've had guided playthroughs. They're just play alongs. You can sit down, pause it whenever you need, just kind of run next to me with it, and then I show you each level and everything you need to do and all that stuff. Yeah, so I don't really shut them down further. Golly, that damage is so crazy. So another point to Demonic Mastery. Again, we're just maxing Demonic Mastery, and then we'll start maxing Engorge after that. That is just going to be our spot. Isual died before I could even say hello. No timer. We're coming up on 4 hours here. So, pretty solid. Thanks, Kirk.
I can't.
And one of the nice things as well with summons that are this powerful is a lot of times you can just be running and they like teleport and then shoot and kill stuff. So you literally can just start picking up experience. Like a lot of experience is gained where you're not even having to stop and cast anything or stop and do anything. And that adds up over the course of the entire game. That's, I mean, honestly, one of the reasons we've been able to stay high leveled. I mean, we're already level 60. We don't need to gain any more levels. We're like, we could just go teleport to every boss right now if we wanted. Why my loot filter's not working anymore? You should just be able to go to loot filter and then select it. It was working for me the other day. I had it on. Will I speedrun the Warlock? Yeah, I think now that the Warlock seems to be a little bit more settled into a spot, I'll speedrun him. You just have to make sure it's like enabled. Maybe you disabled it accidentally or didn't check the boxes for it. That's my best guess.
Moo.
Having a hard time trying to find an insight base. Thank you, Sparkclap. So Lower Kuros is where I go if I want an insight base. I just run around and pop all the poppables there for like 5-10 minutes until I find a bill or a 4-socket. One of the two. Then I take the bill, socket quested, and we're good to go. So that's my general when I'm really itching to get it. Nightmare Cows should also be a good spot. Summons are almost always safe even on budget builds. Generally, summons are in the safer portions of builds for sure, because again, they're taking away hits that would be coming at you, right? So the value gained from that. Jeez. Oops. We did not get Mephisto Soulstone. If it's either in town, you can grab it there. If it's not in town, because you left out Mephisto, just talk to Kane. He'll get it for you. I'll give you a new one. And a Pole Rune. Not bad. So Pole Rune's not really going to do a lot for us here. But it's always good practice to just Google Pole Rune and then go look at what you can make, right? Ioja Pole, no. Pole Row Soul, if I was a sorceress, we could get Enlightenment, which is 2 to source skills, so that could have been something there. Flickering Flame, Nef Pole Vex. This would be fantastic for us. I mean, Flickering Flame, 3 to fire skills, minus enemy fire res. Best in slot for us. Now, it does require a Vex rune. Doubtful to get on a playthrough, but just something to consider. Hodo, Kovacs Polthol. That would be better than the spirit we have now. Again, also requires a Vex. Oath, Shale Pole Mal Lum. Decent for Act 5 Mercenary. Stone, Shale Lum Polum. Wouldn't really want to use that. Wisdom, Polith Eld is a helm with some piercing. Not really for this character. You know, more for like a boson or something. And Wrath requires a bird. Don't really care for that. So, you know, Pole Rune, definitely like Hodo and Flickering Flame potentials. But I would need to find a Vex. So that would be my thought is, okay, we're going to like see if we get a Vex later on. Save it for that. But good practice to do this, because if you find something like a lem, ooh, I could make a treachery for a mercenary or something, you know, like. If I find an I could make a crescent moon for a mercenary, or a duress for a mercenary, or, you know, maybe something for myself. The +3, yes, so the reason it's best in slot for this build is because this is a blood boil build, which means a couple of things. Number one, the minus enemy fire res applies for blood boil, but does not apply to your tainteds. That is correct. But it does apply to the blood boil damage. Number two, the fire skills does apply to your tainted and your blood boil. So, and here we can see that with this is really going to come down to our fire damage not being able to do a lot. So this will be all about that physical damage whenever we come across the fire means.
Moo.
Hell Warden is also nice. It's not quite as good, but a great budget option for you. Sudsaheeb, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Blood Boil will be affected by FCR, yes. There's no cast delay on it, so the faster you can cast, the more blood you can boil. Minus fire res does not apply to tainted fireballs, no. Nor does plus fire % damage apply to their fireballs. Summons don't get those benefits. Unless it's like specific cases that they do give them. Sunder Charms do work for the Tainteds, though, yes. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, we'll play PoE 2 on Friday. I think this is a fantastic build.
Thanks.
Okay, make sure we're players 1 for Diablo. Grab the skill shrine. Get the lower res. And he's dead before you even know it. GG. Act 4. Nice and easy. Sure. Yeah, I mean, they're starting to get powerful, these Tainteds. Some natural light in here. What build would you recommend for someone to get back to DHCs? This is what Mage build is great. I mean, I think if you're getting into this season, like, try out the Warlock. And there's a variety of builds to mess around with on him that are really fun. You could pick any of the... You know, that's why am I saving the Jade figurine? Oh, because I'm lazy. And a speedrunner. But yeah, you gotta give the new class a try if you're just getting back in. Council can drop Sunder, Terrorized, or non. What class would I introduce next? Oh, I couldn't even think of one to introduce. If there was a class that we could have in D2, I would want the Blood Knight that Diablo Immortal has.
Power music. A demonic slave master herding demonic slaves.
Okay, let's go to Act 3. Let's actually go to the bazaar and go do
It's locked.
Serena as well. Alright, now Demonic Mastery is maxed, so now these guys are maxed on their damage. Cleric Priest I would be cool, yeah. There'd be a lot of cool ones. Okay, keep going Vitality. So again, we'll start going in Gorge after this. And get all of our stuff there. Go to Frigid Highlands. And again, if you want to farm, this can be a fantastic place for just picking up some easy levels. Kill here, rinse and repeat. You can take that all the way up to, honestly, like 70 if you want even. But I'm already 61. My guy's doing great. What do you think about Yee's 99 run? Do you know info on who the rank 1 guys are? The rank 1 guys are an RMT boosting, selling, botting site. I wouldn't personally say that is legit. Probably also account shared it or had a bot run it or whatever. Yeah, Yee's run. I mean, I think picking the Amazon was a mistake. I thought that from the beginning. I think Teo did that. He tried as well and had grand ideas for Amazon and then found that it just was lackluster. It just isn't. It isn't self-sufficient enough. You need godly gear, and then it has some zones, but some spots it's just not good. It just doesn't run the same. You know. Yeah, it's probably just account shared for that part, Necronite. But, you know, it's cool to run an Amazon that quickly overall. I think it was pretty brutal, the like time that had to go in. I think the harshest part or the hardest part about everything is Amazon requires so much babying and coordination, and I think that's the hardest part. Like us teleporting the Amazon, you know, going to every cat or every tombs and finding the right line for her and saying, okay, come in here and go here and then run this and then go to my next portal, and people wrangling mobs up, and like the amount of effort that you have to put in is so brutal. Whereas when, you know, you compare it to like when I ran the Warlock last season, obviously last season the Warlock was a little bit stronger, but he'd still be plenty strong. Like he'd still do just fine. And I think he could be very similar in time. It was like, hey, just like come fill the game and leave the tombs alone. You know, like that's all you need. And then the Warlock or the Sorcerer, Novasaurus or a Hammerden, they're just like more self-sufficient. They can just like do all this stuff themselves. So that's kind of one of the big issues for this Zon, is she needs all of this help. It just ends up being so much. That I think is her ultimate like slowdown, is there's just way too many moving parts. Damage reduced by 21. Wow. It's a lot of damage reduction. Yeah, it's like you just need Enigma for a 99 push. Having people baby you through some parts of it is fine. Early on especially, like you could see it did a really great job of getting his character to like 93, 94. Maybe like 92, 93. But then after that, you need your own Enigma to take over. Or just teleport from a sorceress, right? And Amazon doesn't even work well with Enigma anyways, but I still think you'd have to run it. Why was he refusing to wear Enigma? Maybe we didn't have the currency for it. Maybe he just didn't want to have to change up and respec, and it, you know, there's always a fear like, hey, this is working well enough. I don't want to go through and do this really expensive change and then it not work, and now I'm like really in a weird spot. But I do think Enigma would have been better for him to just have and telly around himself, even though Amazon sucks at tellying. But, you know, in the end, like we talked about, it was his race and his character to race, and he got to decide how he wanted to build it, so. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, Mike, but... How do you deal with fire mutants in hell? Well, Blood Boil has a physical component, which is why I'm putting points into Engorge. Because Engorge is actually a 20% physical damage boost. And Blood Oath is a fire damage synergy. So I'm trying to hit the physical synergy to get enough damage there. I also have a lower res one, and I have a mercenary. So the hope is between all those things, we can deal with fire immunes. But additionally, I also will just teleport past them. Thanks, DW. Do you think he would have hit 99 if he was Source? Oh, yeah. I think if Yi was Sorceress, he would have hit first 99 for sure. Just a faster character. Why did he go Amazon? He did some math, and it ended up not being right math, or the math was dependent on really fast games and stuff, and it just ended up not being as expected. So he thought, hey, there's a war scythe. He thought that he'd be able to get 99 much faster with like really fast games and people doing a lot of stuff and all these things, but the Amazon just ended up not having the kill speed that he was expecting. And so it just ended up being a lot slower. Plus you have all the load times and all that stuff, you know. Source is always going to win 99? Not really. I've won 99 as a Hammerden, as a Warlock. I mean, I think it's really Paladin, Warlock, or Sorceress, or old school Mosaic Assassin, which now obviously you don't get. We don't have a Soul Rune, so unfortunately, nothing for that. The Ondals can definitely help. I mean, it's just an extra small boost, you know. You've never taken a character to 99? I wouldn't. Not worth it. Can also use our lower res wand here if we really wanted, but our guys are doing just fine. More Engorge, more Vitality. Oh, he definitely had the Colossal Gem. I mean, again, then the rank 1 was an RMT site. So they run tons of bots. They run tons of all of this. They buy it. They have all the stuff, right? It's an RMT site. Like, so they have all the things, all the high runes, all the gear, all the stuff. Illusionist, thank you for the Prime sub. Wow. There it is. Well, they're not trying to flex. They're trying to sell. Ral. Tier. Tal. So. 17 Medi.
I'll put that to good use.
They're promoting their site. Their site also does like boosting 99, right? They'll boost your character to level 90 or 95 or 99 or whatever. So they're just like it's a sale for them. That's all. Uh, 20%, kid. I mean, overall, I'm against JSP. I think it is still the largest trading player base and the most like accurate space for trading. And I do think it's actually very useful for like non-ladder, because there's no way to really trade value, like items that are worth so much. It's hard to trade like a bunch of 320/20s or 25s or anything like that, you know, like. But overall, the fact that you can buy forum gold is still a big L. And the fact that it goes cross ladder and stuff. Yeah, but any advertising's still good advertising, Aquanine. Even when you're the biggest. It's kind of like Coca-Cola. Everybody knows Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola still advertises like crazy, you know? Would Blizzard remove rank 1 for breaking TOS? Uh-huh. In Season 10, this same site. Did they get rank 1? They either got rank 1... I think they got rank 1. And Blizzard just removed them. Yeah, I mean, it's not great for your game when, like... You know, RMT sites are spamming even on top of the ladder leaderboards. Exactly, Green.
How may I be of help?
What's Blizzard's answer when you ask them why they... I mean, it's hard to shut down a site in China, probably. China is very difficult for a lot of things. There's a lot of, like, games as well that, like, someone will make a game, China will go and have someone just, like, steal the game, just straight up rebuild it, stolen. And you basically have, like, you know, I was like, what do you do when that happens? And they were like, nothing. It just happens. You just ignore it. That's just, your game is now stolen and over there. There's just like no recourse. They're like, good luck legally fighting any of that and getting it taken down. You remember the screenshots of Chinese Team Fortress 2? Yeah, all the stuff is stolen, and there's just no recourse. It just... That's what all the game devs I talked to. Because I was talking to them about LOM RPG, and they were saying that. They're like, yep, don't bother. Pretty nice. We find some treads for ourselves, and we find a Duriel shell for our mercenary, which is just fantastic. Great resistances, cannot be frozen. It's a really nice little combination we got going for ourselves right there. Yeah, Diablo 2 is a rated M game, so. And that is part nightmare of this guided playthrough. We're level 65, almost 66. No deaths, crushing through. Here's our skill build. Max, 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 putting points here. Our gear is Spirit, Lore, Res, and FCR. Ancient's Pledge, Authority, Fire Res, Dual Res, Life, Dual Res, and now some Treads, and then just some random Lifers and Res Charms. Pretty basic and easy, but nice and powerful. GG, I'll see you guys in part hell. All right, let's do part hell.
Good day.